Hello, everyone. Kathy Bacon here. As promised, wow, it's been quite a year, hasn't it? For all of us, it's really been a year that has gone by so fast, in my book anyway. I started the year out in Thailand, and now I'm ending the year in Seattle. So it's very interesting how time flies, right? Especially the older you get. Time just goes by so quickly. I wanted to connect today about What's Your Story? We are done for the year, and I can tell you that I had so many exciting, inspiring, and wonderful guests, and they were so willing to share their stories. Some were happy, some were sad, some were about being an entrepreneur, some were being about their family. The list went on and on. And as you know, I have heard so many answers when I ask the question, what's your story? From people telling me about their childhood, like they're reading off their resume and listing their accomplishments. There is no right answer. This is a study of people and how they interpret the question's meaning. It is also a reminder that we all have our own unique story filled with ups and downs, tragedy, triumph, and everything in between. And that is the premise of What's Your Story? When you come on as a guest, you are able to stand forth in front of everyone and inspire. Because in our world today, connections, seeing each other eye to eye, are quite different than it used to be. We would call someone on the phone, we would talk to them, we would see how they were doing, or we would meet up for lunch. And now lots of times, because people are, so busy, they have to text, they have to email. And there's really no face-to-face connection. So that's why I created What's Your Story on the platform that I did. I usually come on to a platform called Blue Jeans, but today I thought I would try Facebook and see how their live video works, because in the past it wasn't that great, but I thought I would give it a try today. So in saying that, it's very important that you really think about what your story and what story you want to tell. And a really important thing about this is sometimes we're ready to tell our story. Sometimes we are excited to tell our story. Sometimes we've had all these breakthroughs in life that it's time that we get it out. It's part of our healing. And we come on with all the courage we can muster and talk about our story. But sometimes I've had people get very excited about coming on What Your Story, and then they schedule a date and a time and all of that, and then they cancel. So what I want to remind you is that maybe it's not time to tell your story yet. Maybe there's some more work that you have to do with it. And that is not for me to judge. I have to tell you, there is no judgment coming onto What's Your Story and what it's about. It is not saying that how you feel about something is what the other person felt or what other people within this story felt. That is not my judge and jury for me to decide. So in saying that, you can go to my website, www.kathybacon.com. You can watch a little video under the heading interviews and be a guest. So when you go to www.kathybacon.com, go to be a guest, and there's a whole page there. There's a video telling you how I feel about What's Your Story. There's information. There's a way for you to contact me. In the coming year, I want to have a phone conversation with everyone before I give them the link to schedule that interview. So please include your phone number when you email me on the Be a Guest page. And then we can talk and we can schedule something, and hopefully it will all work out. And if it's not something that's going to work out for you right this moment, maybe down the road it will. And I just want to make sure that you understand what the show is about, how it works, how the interview works, so that you can feel very confident about being on the show. And that is my hope. I've been doing radio now for probably 6 years. I did a show called Pay It Forward Radio. I did a show called Fashion Forward Radio, which is very exciting in Denver with fashion designers and around the world. So I've done radio for a while, and I do understand the way that interviews work. I always ask my guests to give me 10 questions. And the reason I do that is because I believe that your story has a path that you want to follow. And if you come up with the questions, we can follow that path and we can get the message out as you see fit. Now, if you don't want to do that, where you come up with the questions, then please, please, please let me know. And I, in fact, will come up with the questions. But be prepared for that, I must say. Not that there's any controversy with my questions, but just be prepared. That's really it. Starting in January, I will be doing story roundtables. So in January, the story roundtable will be the last Wednesday of the month. And it will be about mind, body, spirit. That is the title for that roundtable. If you're interested in doing a roundtable where 3 to 5 people come on and actually participate in a forum of questions and talk about a certain topic, please contact me. Because I have some ideas for those monthly shows, and I just want to engage the audience a little bit more about that. So again, contact me through my Be a Guest page. That is pretty exciting for me because 12 months of 12 roundtable story forums will be very fun and very exciting with people that are experts in their field around that subject. So please, again, contact me. You can contact me through my website, www.kathybacon.com, and you will be able to see where the contact information is. I want to let you all know that this is going to be a big year of growth for What's Your Story. Because if you look on the internet, if you are connected to entrepreneurs, if you're connected to people in our world, everyone wants to know the story. And everyone knows we all have one. That's what connects us all, is that 9 times out of 10, we all have a piece of each other's story, and we can understand how a person feels. We can feel what they feel. And I have to tell you that I've had nothing but great feedback for my show, great support for my show. And to me, that's what this is about. It is not about Kathy Bacon. It is not about me. It is about my guest, their story, their inspiration, and them talking about what their story is to them and how they can inspire you. So for me, I have the best job on the planet. Because let me share a little story with you. I interviewed someone, I believe it was in September or October. And she had a big voice. And she had been through a lot. And she has written a few books. And she has inspired many people. Now, I interviewed her and I loved what she was doing in her community and around with people. Just doing little videos for them, inspiring them to be better people, not to give up, not to quit. And just about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I really wanted to quit. It was really difficult for me to come back to the United States after living in Thailand and having this serene life. So when I came back, it was tough. It was tough to end at my mom's for a little bit of time until we decided what we were going to do. It was great seeing my family. It was great seeing people I hadn't seen for a while. I was raised in Seattle, and I lived here most of my life, around 30 years of it. So I thought coming back would kind of be okay. It was difficult. It was difficult in so many ways. But one day I was sitting in my bathtub, and I was feeling like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Why am I here? And all of a sudden, I heard this woman's voice on my phone doing a live broadcast. And her first words were, "You are not going to quit. You will not quit. And this is why you will not quit." And I sat up and went, are you kidding me right now? A person that I interviewed came to me at the exact moment I needed her to and told me not to quit. It told me not to give up. So you see, the way that we connect in the world and the people we connect with are for a reason. There are no accidents. So every person that has ever been on my show and was courageous enough to tell their story was meant to do that. And I am so grateful that I have the platform for people to be able to do that. So I just want you to know that as a host, I will handle you with such great care. There is no judgment. There is only love and inspiration. So as we go into the new year, that is what the show is about. sharing your story, and being accepted for wherever you're at. That is my hope. Another thing that will happen in the new year is I will be doing some podcasting. And when I first started What's Your Story Radio, that is what I wanted to do. I just wanted to do podcasting. And it was so difficult for me to figure it out. And again, I changed the premise of the show to be able to see people's faces, look into their eyes, and connect with them. But this podcasting is through a platform called Anchor. And Anchor is an app you put on your phone. You do all your podcasting through your cell phone. People can actually call in. They can ask questions, whatever the case may be. Anchor then puts it on iTunes, so your show can be documented there. The show that I will do on Anchor podcasting is just going to be bits and pieces of my story. And if there's something that you want to add, or if there's something that you hear that you think, wow, that happened to me and this is how I handled it, great. Most of you know me, but you don't know my story. And I'm going to tell you, I have a story to tell. And whether you, I'm just going to say this. You probably won't believe half of it. Because if you look at me, I clean up pretty well, right? But like we all know, we all have a story. So this podcasting will be bits and pieces of my story around a topic. And I hope that you enjoy it. And I will give you more details about that as the year progresses and as I get everything together. I will only have one show a week. I was doing 2 shows a week, and that became a little bit difficult to do because there was not enough time in between. I do ask my guests to please promote, because I promote as well, and that helps both of us. It helps people find me so they can find you. It helps your contacts to understand you and your story. So I just really believe that we can help each other. So I really ask that we all work together and do cross-promoting. You can share my posts on Kathy Bacon What's Your Story Facebook page. I also have a YouTube channel called What's Your Story. And then I also have my website, www.kathybacon.com, and I post our interviews on all 3 of those platforms. So it would be great if you could participate in that and let me know exactly how you can help in that way. So that's what's happening for 2018. I really want to thank everyone this year, all the guests that came on and trusted me with their story. It was such an honor. I cannot tell you. And like I said, in getting to know their stories, sometimes they were there in moments that I never thought was possible. So I hope that that happens to you, and the connections that I bring you can help you in some way to find other people in your business, to connect with other people, to inspire. So that is my hope above all. It has been my joy to interview you and just share a piece of your story. I'm forever grateful for that. And I almost feel like I have this special magic box that everyone feels they can come to and they can talk openly about and share their story. And Facebook Live is all over the world. So when you think about sharing your story on Facebook Live, because that's where my Blue Jeans platform goes to, think about how courageous you are to be able to do that. Because you are opening up who you are to the world. And I can tell you this, only good things will come from it if we believe that. So again, I want to thank you all for being a guest that came on. If you want to know who my guests were, and if you want to know or listen to the past interviews, please go to www.kathybacon.com, click on interviews, click on the person you want to hear, and it'll take you to a page where the video of our conversation and our interview takes place. It will give you information about each guest as well. And you can decide from there, oh, is that someone that I think I can connect with? Or is that someone that, maybe I have something in common with? And let's see how I can connect with them. And I do give you their contact information as I've asked each person to give me that so that we actually can, if people are interested, contact that guest. So thank you so much for allowing me to talk to you this afternoon or this morning here in Seattle, Washington. I want to thank you again for your support. I want to thank you again for loving me and being there for me, contacting me, sending me emails about my guest and how much you liked what you heard. It just warms my heart. And that's why I'm doing this. I'm doing it for you. And I'm doing it for the pure fact that we all need to connect. In this world right now, positive, inspiring connections are the best thing that could happen to us. So again, thank you. And I wish you all a happy holiday, whatever that looks like for you. And I hope that you enjoy the time off, enjoy time with family and friends and everything in between. And again, if you would like to be a guest, go to www.kathybacon.com, click on the tab Be a Guest, read through, and contact me through there. So thank you all again, and happy holidays.